So if Susan's DNA had the ability to transform themselves in a time of crisis, how do you know that? This is absolutely cutting edge environmental technology. When I first met David, he cut himself.
Alright guys, I'm here with my review of Starrcade 1988, the final Starrcade under the NWA banner, because in late 1988, Ted Turner bought Jim Crockett Promotions, which was primarily the force behind Starrcade, and the company became WCW. While it still did some stuff of the NWA up to about 1993, this is the final full Starrcade under the NWA banner. So we are December the 28th, 1988. The start of it being in a December pay-per-view to close the year. It's from the Norfolk Scope, a very famous arena that most of the Great American Bashes were from for a while. At least when it became a pay-per-view. So there are 7 matches on this card, so an overall star rating of 35. Our opening match is for the NWA United States Tag Team Championship as it's the Fantastics, which are Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton. They're taking on Kevin Sullivan and Dr. Death Steve Williams of the Varsity Club. This is a somewhat decent match, 2.5 stars. Steve Williams and Kevin Sullivan win and become the new United States Tag Team Champions. Oh, well and good. Then we have a very interesting match, as it's Jim Cornette's Midnight Express versus Paul E. Dangerously's Midnight Express, called the original Midnight Express. So this match is the Battle of the Midnight Express, in which the Midnight Express is guaranteed to win. Keep that in mind. We are guaranteed the Midnight Express will win this next match, as it's the Midnight Express versus the original Midnight Express. The original Midnight Express is Dennis Condry of the original Midnight Express and Randy Rhodes, and the Midnight Express is Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane. You're probably wondering, why is this match happening? Well, Paul Heyman went to the AWA for a short amount of time, and he brought with him Dennis Condry and Randy Rhodes, and he was doing the Midnight Express over there in the AWA. They went back to Jim Crockett Promotions / NWA at this time. So the NWA put this whole feud together about the feud between the Midnight Express. One managed by Jim Cornette, one managed by Paul Heyman. And this feud is the only time in his career Jim Cornette was ever a face at all. And it took Paul Heyman to do that, / Paulie Dangerously. Anyway, this is actually not a bad match. It's a 2.5 star match. So, 2.5 stars, decent little match, with the Midnight Express Jim Cornette's version winning the match. So, yeah. See, like I said, the Midnight Express guaranteed to win. Our next match is a interesting tag match, as it's the Junkyard Dog and Ivan Koloff versus the Russian Assassins with Paul Jones. Going into this, if the Russian Assassins lost, Russian Assassins had to unmask and Paul Jones had to retire. So, interesting, huh? Anyway, the Russian Assassins win, and this is a 1-star match. And the Russian Assassins win. Our next match is for the NWA World Television Championship. Mike Rotunda defending against Rick Steiner, defending against his former Varsity Club member Rick Steiner, who the Varsity Club had kicked out because they thought he was stupid or something like that. This is before Scott Steiner came in. Scott Steiner would come in 89, and then obviously the Steiner brothers became one of the premier tag teams in wrestling. But this is a 1-fall match with a 20-minute time limit, and Kevin Sullivan is in a cage. Late in the match, Steve Williams comes down, rings the bell, which causes all kinds of confusion between Teddy Long and Tommy Young. There's only 2 referees working this show, Teddy Long and Tommy Young. Teddy Long referees 4 matches, and Tommy Young, the senior official, referees the remaining 3. So, Tommy Young orders the match restarted. Rotunda goes into Kevin Sullivan, and Rick Steiner pins Rotunda and wins the World Television Championship. So if you thought that when he won in '99 it was his first singles championship, you're actually wrong, because this was his first singles championship. So he's a two-time World Television Champion, because the World Television Championship in WCW history, its history went when it became WCW, it went with the title. So, two-star match. So, our next match is the NWA United States Championship match. Barry Windham of the Four Horsemen challenge, and he is being challenged by Bam Bam Bigelow, who has Oliver Humperdink in his corner, and of course Barry Windham has the advisor of the Horsemen, James J. Dillon, in his corner. This is a good match. Barry Windham wins by countout, and it's a two-star match. Good match, though. Our next match is probably the worst match on here, and that's not it. And that's not necessarily saying it's bad. It's just the lowest rated. I've rated it the lowest. It's the NWA World Tag Team Championship match. The Road Warriors of Paul Ellering facing the team of Dusty Rhodes and Sting. There's a unique team, huh? This is 1.5 stars. Dusty Rhodes and Sting win by disqualification when Paul Ellering pulls Sting off of the Road Warriors. So 1.5 stars. Okay match. Of course, Sting would go on 2 years later to start one when he became the world champion. He would go on to win the world championship at the Great American Bash 1990. And Sting went on to become probably the most iconic name in wrestling, especially being that he never worked for the WWE. So, and then we get the NWA World Heavyweight Championship match: Ric Flair versus former Horseman Lex Luger. This match came about because Lex Luger had refused to let James J. Dillon win a bunkhouse stampede. So they kicked him out of the Horsemen and he challenged Ric Flair. This is a very good 4-star match. It goes 30 minutes, as was a thing in the 80s, that at least one match went close to 30 minutes every night, or every time, every pay-per-view. Nice psychology comes in the finish. Be there in a minute! Some nice psychology here. Now, Flair had this thing where if he got disqualified, he would lose the World Championship. So if James J. Dillon is tracking Tommy Young, Flair gets a chair and cracks Luger in the knee with it. And that played into the finish because Luger's got the torture rack on, his knee buckles, and Flair pins him using the ropes and gets the 1, 2, 3. Now, Luger would win the World Championship in 1991. His first world title was then. But this was a very good match. It's 4 stars. It's the best match on here, and it's probably one of Luger's best matches he had. So, yeah. Next up in this series is Starrcade 1989, which is a very interesting thing, as it has no championship matches, and there's only essentially 12 people involved in it. Because and I'll talk about this when I get the Starrcade 89 review, Starrcade 89 is about 2 round-robin tournaments, 1 tag team and 1 single. So there are no championships on the line, and there's only 12 people overall involved in the actual wrestling matches. But that'll be for the Starrcade 89 review, which will probably be uploaded on Saturday, because I'll probably watch it tomorrow, and I'll upload it on Saturday, or tomorrow afternoon or evening. So that'll be next. All the information will be down there in the description box. So if you like this video, hit the like button down there, hit the subscribe button down there. If you want to, leave a comment, and thank you for watching. Bye. Plus, this will also be in the playlist for the Starrcade review series. Bye.